Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, polls and statistics have showed us that there has been growing excitement and determination for voters to come out and vote for Donald Trump in these three swing states: Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. And just these three states alone, Donald Trump can win the election. That's why these states are very important for Donald Trump to win. So today we'll be updating our an analysis in the current state polls in these three states. Donald Trump is gaining, thankfully, and we're gonna kind of see what it should be changing, what to change from our last prediction, and what still needs to be a little bit worked on. So let's start off with the state of Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, right here, uh, looking at Pennsylvania's 19 electoral votes, you'll see this is weird. Okay. Oh, this is New York. Never mind. I'm like, what? 58% for Harris? No, well, here's the thing. Donald Trump gains in recent polls, but Harris wins by 0.75% of the popular vote. Well, what changes when it comes to that? Well, that is the question. I've already decided that, you know what? Uh, it's most likely still going to look like this. I still think that the results with Erie County and Northampton County remain the same, despite Harris winning 75% of the popular vote. Wait, not 75%. That's ridiculous. 0.75% of the popular vote. In a very close election. I pretty much think it's going to look like a 2016 repeat for the state of Pennsylvania. Besides, Donald Trump does win in most recent polls. You see, he beat Harris by one in Patriot polling when it comes to that. But looking here, yes, I'm feeling very confident. Like, look at this right here. So you got Erie County, Northampton County still remaining. So there's no real change. I believe in one poll we had, yeah, our last poll we had Pennsylvania, we had Erie County, Northampton County going for Harris. But now Trump has flipped those counties back. So, yes, that is the change when it comes to said Pennsylvania. So, not really big stuff going on in Pennsylvania. North Carolina, in which RFK was successfully removed off the ballot after Democrats were so mad that RFK was on the ballot. Now they're mad that RFK is off the ballot because they actually thought RFK would take more votes from them. But actually, they got really lucky. RFK was taking votes away from Trump. But of course, they found out and they were happy about that, and now RFK wants out, and they're mad about it now. So you can see the hypocrisy. It's stunning, and it shows that the liberal media is on a side. They are on a side. They are cheering for their team, Kamala Harris or Harris Walz, whatever you want to call it. They're on a team. Okay, so looking at most recent polling, yes, Kamala Harris hasn't gained a poll since, I would say, 2 weeks. So Donald Trump still in a great position. Patriot polling says 2 points for said Donald Trump, but you'll see it's a close race in the average. Trump wins by 0.55. Looking at previous election results from the United States Senate election in North Carolina, you can see pretty well the results here. You'll see, I would say, a very close election indeed, where Ted Budd defeated Cherry Besley by 3.2. I would think, you know what, Harris would gain more counties if it was supposed to be a 0.55%. So we're going to go ahead and give the counties to Harris that Besley won in 2022 in North Carolina. That includes these counties up in the Black Belt. Here's the Raleigh area. Oh yeah, this county can go red. Uh, New Hanover. Okay, so that looks like the map. So 32 counties so far, including the Pennsylvania counties. So yes, and then you got the counties below here. He, and that includes. I wish we had county results. Do we have county results? I don't see why we can't have county results. So yeah, you'll see it was a little less. You'll see in the 2022 election, they predicted that Budd would win by 5. Apparently, he beat Beasley by 3. So then again, you can overestimate Republicans too. My prediction is Trump gets away with Scotland County. We know usually when Democrats end up winning North Carolina, they usually carry this Scotland County. There's a little pattern there. But recently, we've noticed that Scotland County, it's been more of, it's not really populated. It's not really populated. It doesn't even make a said change in the map if said Democrats end up winning the election. Going to the election atlas, North Carolina election atlas, on this certain website you can definitely check out, Dave Leap's Atlas, you can check out the North Carolina results here, and you'll see the results. So yeah, but what 51.7 to Beasley's 45.8. I think Scotland County has definitely shifted itself more to the right. So I do definitely feel comfortable having Scotland County more conservative. As for years now, it's been a strong, solidified Democrat stronghold. Looking at like counties like Wilson County. Okay, this county's not really populated. Even if this county did go for Kamala Harris in some way, I really don't think that would make somewhat of an impact. But looking at, like, let's see, 2020 results. Because I also do think, comparing it to the 2022 results, but the 2020 results could, you'll see Donald Trump defeated Joe Biden by how much? 1.34. And this is sort of a 1.34% margin. I have a hard time using this map as the replica for our prediction because this is a decent Republican win. But looking here, I think I can say, you know what? Kamala Harris should probably get away with the counties that Joe Biden carried, unfortunately, in 2020. So looking here, yes, this is in count, and he could possibly have carried a little bit more. Looking at the county results here, you'll see Scotland County was on the tipping point of flipping. There's also Lenoir County. So yeah, it's hard to say. Martin County, I would say, as of right now, this is kind of the predicted map. Will it look like this? I don't know. Scotland County is very unpredictable, but I do think it has made itself more conservative more lately. Seeing how close of an election this is supposed to be, though, I'm not really sure. But I think as of right now, this is what it's probably going to look like at the end of the night. Same results as 2020, if you will. North Carolina has been difficult, as well as Virginia, because we haven't practiced on these states. So far, now they're competitive now, and expectedly so. I'm not surprised because it's so close to election day. We just have 2 months to go, 2 more months, and supposedly it's going to get more competitive from here. So this is an interesting map. And even though I'm kind of not really so confident about this county too, there's Nash County. Do you think that county's going to go for uh, Kamala? Well, this is what it's looking like right now. 131 counties for Donald Trump. Harris, 36 counties. So, yes. And then finally, we have Georgia. What has changed in Georgia? Okay. We know Georgia has been recently predicted to go to Harris, according to RCP polls, but it's looking like it's going down quite a bit. You have in the average. Oh, actually, never mind. Hang on. I'm looking at 2020. Shoot. Yeah, we still have a long way to go. Real clear, just 0.1. Other than that, I think we can still win it. 0.45. That is close to Joe Biden's victory in 2020, as you can see here. So, obvious prediction if this was the case that Harris wins by, I would say, a little bit less, or a little bit more than Joe Biden's victory in 2020, it would probably look the same. This is Raphael Warnock. You know Raphael Warnock. He ended up carrying the same counties as Joe Biden in 2022, but he carried the state by 2 points. Okay, it doesn't really change margin wise. It really does depend if at how many African American voters comes out in more important areas, not just African American voters, but Atlanta as a whole. If it goes like, as you can see, this is Atlanta, Fulton counties in the 70% margin. That was enough to put Joe Biden in the lead there. So it was in the 70% corner. So interestingly enough, so yes, you got counties right here. Voting for Trump. Okay. Okay. 66 counties and 260 counties. So, what do you guys think? I know there has been a lot of different stories that we've gotten in the last couple of days. North Carolina liberals throwing a huge tantrum that RFK Jr. has officially been removed from the ballot, now delaying early voting time by 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Wow. Oh, boo hoo 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 hoo. Boo hoo 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 hoo. Oh, 2 weeks of voter suppression. Well, here's the thing. RFK has the right to say if he wants to be on the ballot or not. It's not about your rights, too. RFK has rights, too. So if he wants to be off the ballot, then he can be off the ballot. Why should he be on the ballot? I think it's more unconstitutional that we are confusing voters for having his name on the ballot when he's actually not running. So the courts in North Carolina mentioning that and saying, hey, you know what? This is a concern. I think that is a good, huge move, a good win, if you will. Pennsylvania. We've seen there are more Republican registered voters than Democrat registered voters that are calling to vote early. Then again, I think Donald Trump and Laura Trump, they're doing a very good job pushing the agenda that, hey, look, this is a strategy. This isn't a party platform about voting early. Yes, preferably we would like to vote in person. But when you have the Democrat war party machine that will cheat to win and that will often manipulate the system, you obviously have no choice, especially you voters in Maricopa County. I hope you do take advantage of the early voting. I cannot express my concerns for that state more than I am right now. So, yes, there's Pennsylvania, and the fact that we have more, I would say it went up 80 points compared to a month ago for requests of early voting. Don't worry, we're not too ahead of Democrats. They're going to vote early regardless. But the fact of the matter is the narrative that, hey, look, early voting's a liberal Democrat belief and a Democrat practice. It's now went from that to a, hey, you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do to get Donald Trump in, and if it means early voting, then so be it. Because we can't trust these people. We cannot trust these people. We give them our ballots because the ballot machines aren't working. You can't trust them, and yeah, it's a pain. I honestly love voting in person. I like to be there in by the ballot box, but if I can't make it, I will early vote. That's the committing. That's what I'm committed to do. Because if you don't early vote because you think it's a liberal thing, you obviously don't want Trump to win. You obviously are voting for Kamala Harris. You are obviously a Democrat supporter. So if don't let anyone that tells you that early voting is a liberal belief and that's what Democrats do, you can remind them, okay, I guess you're voting for Kamala Harris. I guess you're cheering on for Kamala Harris because that is the narrative that she wants Republicans to think, right? Democrats want Republicans to think that this early voting is a liberal left-wing communist narrative, that a communist practice. They want you to think that because that better helps Democrats to keep Republicans home on election day. Well, not Republicans from voting, and guess what? Something bad happens, like a snowstorm in Nevada, and we lose the election. That's all it takes. So, regardless, I want every one of you guys, if you can, get out and vote. Early vote if you are unable to vote in this election due to family issue, whether it comes to family, weather, or just plans that can't be canceled. Plan wisely. This is up to you. It's honestly your planning is what's going to determine the future of your country. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.